and today's video is going to be about my latest embroidery project, my Family Crest. Now, I've always been fascinated with family crests. It might be because I never had a family crest growing up, and I am a sucker for symbolism. Now, a couple years ago, I had made an attempt at creating a family crest, and I had painted it, which is not my strongest medium, creatively speaking. So I wasn't entirely happy with it. So just recently I decided to give it another go, and I decided it needs to be an embroidery. I don't know why I didn't think that in the first place. So I posted a picture of my traced design and shared it on Facebook, and I had a lot of responses to that, and some people wanting to know my method and how I came about doing it. So that is why I'm creating this video. Now, I did all of my research on Pinterest, and I went ahead and I did a search for just family crests in general, just to get ideas, and there are so many ideas out there. Now, they have simple kind of design crests, they have ones that are more artistic, they have ones that are more traditional, and then they have ones that are untraditional that have objects that aren't necessarily traditional objects, like soccer balls or states or whatever, things that people identify with and that they want in their crests. I would say if you are looking for ideas, to keep an open mind and see what strikes you. I tended to go with things that were a little bit more traditional, but then also on the artsy side of things, and so that was the direction that I ended up going with my design. Second, I looked for articles that were written about symbols in family crests and what they meant. And the hardest part for me is to pare things down because I liked the meaning of everything. So I wanted all of the symbols, all of the things. This is a lesson that I have to remind myself that less is more. And as my husband reminded me, the more symbols and things that you put in the crest, it does take away from the overall impact of the crest itself. So with much restraint, these are the symbols that I chose to have in my family crest. I started to look up the images that were going to be the elements of my crest. Now, I have a tendency of liking simple lines with a little bit of swirl embellished kind of art drawings and things. That's something that I tend to favor, especially when it comes to embroidery. I had the idea that since both the otter and the fish live in water, I wanted them to be swimming kind of around the P inside of the crest itself. So I went looking for images that would work in doing that. I also knew that I wanted the elephant and the stag to be flanking the crest on either side, so to find images of them standing up on their hindquarters, kind of pushing in towards the crest, was also something else I had to look for. Now, of course, the elephant and the stag need to stand on something, so it just made sense to have a ribbon down below for them to stand on, because otherwise they would just be floating in the air. I couldn't really find a ribbon that fit, so I just had to make one up on my own. And finally, I looked up colors and their meaning. Now, colors can have lots of different meanings for lots of different things, but there are specific meanings for family crests. So I looked up those, and again, I wanted all of the colors because I liked all the meanings. And again, my husband challenged me that I needed to pick only three, just 3 colors to use in the crest. That was very hard for me to do, but I did narrow it down, and these are the 3 colors that I chose. that some of these attributes my family does have in spades, and others I am just projecting because they are attributes I hope that we do have and we build on in the future. So with the research done, I am ready to lay everything out. I'm certain I could have used Photoshop to do the laying out and designing of my family crest, but I am not confident in my Photoshop skills, so I use what I know, and I used Microsoft Word. So I copy and pasted all of the images that I wanted to use to trace, and then I ended up cutting them out, taping them all together, and I taped them to our picture window for tracing. After getting my fabric, choosing my embroidery colors, it was time to trace my crest that I had piecemealed together. Now, I had a difficult time tracing the elephant and the stag because the image themselves that I was using was more solid, and so being able to see through was a little difficult. It also could have been the fact that the weather wasn't all that great, so I wasn't getting as much light as I normally would have. At any rate, the tracing was done, and then I was ready to figure out what colors were going where. So I used my trusty Microsoft Word to make some thumbnails of the tracing that I had originally taken a picture of, and I printed that out and I colored on them with some coloring pencils. And this was an interesting exercise because I originally thought that I wanted the blue P and I wanted the crest to be gold, and my husband, his only vote on anything in here was he wanted the ribbon to be gold. And I didn't really like the way this one turned out as much, so I knew I needed to tweak it some more. So I did some more. I tried this one and then this one, and I actually thought I liked this one the best. But then I remembered I need the gold ribbon, so I tried one more try, and this ended up being the winner. Now, I know I posted on social media to see what everyone else thought, so that was kind of fun to see what everyone else was gravitating towards and everything like that. Now, I'm guessing it's going to take me about 3 to 4 weeks for me to finish the whole project up entirely. Now, I can show you how far I am right now. So this is about how far I've gotten in less than a week. So I will continue to work away at this, but I have a feeling this is gonna look really good, and we are going to have this professionally framed once it's all said and done, because I have a feeling it's gonna look great. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, and if you liked this video, subscribe so you won't miss out on any new content. That's it for me. This is Cindy signing off. May this video inspire you to create your own family crest, and may Photoshop not be your Achilles heel, and may your creativity know no limits.